Greetings, folks. Welcome back to the Jason Damico Show. It's kind of like a film family reunion here. I've got my very good friend on the show. I'll say his name in a second. For those of you who don't know, our guest is a writer, producer, and director, as well as theater producer and talk show host. He's produced independent shows that are aired locally on ABC, My 48, and the CW television network. He's written and published his book titled The Three Shorts and a Play. Can be purchased on Kindle and Amazon. We'll have those links down below for you in a second. And he's the owner of Pitchvine Entertainment, a local film production company out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He's a marketing director for CEP TV and co-creator of the program Paper 2 Film. And
bunch of other stuff.
Change agent, working with, and actually, let me write that down real quick for that program that we were talking about earlier with the bio when I said send me the bio, because that's pretty interesting. Countless film festivals, and we've worked together on some stuff way back.
Actually, it's actually my second film, and this was like what 15, 16.
We were like 16,
and yeah, we did the film Prince of His Film. It was actually a docudrama, I'm gonna call it, about Marvin Gaye and the events leading up to the making of the album What's Going On.
Yeah.
And what was funny about it was when I sat down with him and the other group of young men and women that helped with the music, I didn't even have them in mind. So I met him and his mother, and it was. I don't want to get to the story, but I'll put it to you like this: you know how how the black person gets scared when they see white people. So something's up. This doesn't look good.
Man, you thought we were coming to get you or something.
No,
but here's the joke: we're Italian, man.
We're
you know
Italian.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like.
Only thing I know is this: if the cops had came by and see me with this hoodie on, talking to a white lady and a little boy, they was gonna turn around. That's all I know. But
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my good friend to the show, Mr. Larry Syid Wright, man.
And this is like my extended family here, him and his mother and their dad. But they put together, and I let them, young as they was, they never really listened to the Marvin Gaye album. So we sat down, I let them listen to the album, and him and
Alan Thompson, Jared Jackson,
right,
man.
They put together like some music that blew my mind, and I still got the music too. I'm waiting for them to let me release it.
I'd love to remix it.
We should.
I need to get back, because it was all on Pro Tools. Even though it was 12 years ago, it's still on Pro Tools. So I could just, it'd be interesting to remix those.
And it's original pieces. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, it was crazy because, Alan was on. We're dropping his. This is all like not in real time, because when folks see this, it'll be probably a month from now.
Yeah.
But Alan was here a couple of months ago. We're dropping his episode tomorrow.
Yeah,
but it's just kind of funny how we just need to get Jared here from Atlanta or wherever he's at, Nashville, or wherever the hell he's out now.
But the best thing about it, we still connected.
We're still connected. Everybody's still doing it, man. That's the big thing.
And we support each other. That's what's the big thing.
So let's get into you real quick.
Let's get into
as far as I usually start with beginning stages on the show, because I always think it's interesting to see where folks started with their craft. And could you elaborate for a couple of minutes as far as when you fell in love with film, when you knew that you had a spark for the creativity, and just kind of like that process? When was it? How did we get to where we are?
Well, I always liked to write. I always liked writing, and I was in the 8th grade. I wrote a stage play for our school, and we had like one of the top musicians in gospel there at the time. His name was Freddie Washington, and he came in and he played and helped us out, and we put it together. And then after that, I just was doing stuff. But then in 1991, 92, I went to prison, and
I forgot about this.
Right. I went to prison, and I didn't really have anything to do in prison but either focus on my writing, get closer to Allah, which I'm a follower of Islam, and just write. And what I did was I just started writing, and most of the stuff that I'm filming now, I actually wrote when I was in prison. So this stuff that I'm writing now, because some of the stuff I had to change because I was still referring to pagers and flip phones, and like I said, that's what got me in the writing. But I didn't ever really get into filming until I moved here in 95, 96. In 1998, I met a young brother named Reggie Nurse who lived across the street from me, and he always see me dabbling with this little camera I had. You know, and he would say, hey, I see you trying to film whatever. I said, yeah, I'm trying to get into it. He said, well, look, I'm a student at A&T. Just hang out with me for a while. He said, I got you. So it got to the point where we videotaped Fantasia Barrina's first birthday party in Greensboro. Wow. We done something with her brother Rico, and then we were just like filming and like doing all kind of stuff. So that's what really gave me the filming bug. And then I think I shot my first film was called Nick. It was a little hood film, but it turned out well. We had a good crew and things of that nature. Then that's when we met your mother and you, and we did Prince of Hisfield. So that's,
I mean, it must have been what, 2009?
Yeah, because
2008.
Because I was doing theater. I was writing film, but I was doing theater from 2000 to 2005. And you know, we was like, my play was like one of the top reading plays at the National Black Theater Festival in Winston. And then I just start, you know, just transition from theater to film, and I still do theater, you know, when they ask me to come do something for them, but mostly I just do film, man. And I done churned out about 13, 14 films. You know, actually this is my first, you know, I'm working on a film now I just completed a film now called Butter, and it's my first feature film. And I've been it took me 6 years to complete this project, but all praise due to Allah, we got it done, man. I've been to like 3 transitions on this film, as far as cast, you know, staff. But the last transition was great because we worked on the film for exactly 11 months to the day we premiered it, which was what was that, February 24th. February 24th, and we started March of 24 in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. So
let's get into some of your influences real quick, as far as when you were starting to. Like kind of the late 90s, during that time frame, was there who were you into as far as like films?
You know, my influence were people I didn't like Spike Lee. I'm not a big Spike Lee fan, but I like Spike Lee because of what he brings to the table.
Right.
I'm not big on his films, but I like what he does and how he stick with, you know, what he believes. Mm-hmm. You know, and John Singleton.
Okay.
And Martin Scorsese.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta throw this like there. My homeboy Bruce Willis.
Okay.
Yeah. So him and my brother graduated together. We all went to live from the same little small town. And I remember when Bruce first started out, and you know, so you know, and I gotta bring him up because you know he's from Pennsgrove, where I'm from. So I gotta show mad love and respect for him because we all in the same industry. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
And guys like that, and you know. But it's fun, man. It's fun, you know. The best movie. When I work with actors and actresses, you know, I tell them to look at 3 movies: To Kill a Mockingbird, Philadelphia, and Training Day. Mm-hmm. Them 3 movies give you everything you need for as wanting to become a great actor.
What do you think it is about those 3?
The way the actors studied and became that person that the script asked them to be. You know, you got Greggy Peck, this lawyer, you know, defending this black guy. You know what I mean? Then you got the little girl. I forgot the name of the actor, but I think it was whatever's not his name in the top of my head. But he's like this. He thinks something wrong with him, but he's protecting the girl.
What's the movie?
Kill a Mockingbird. It's Greggy Peck. And
I think I remember reading the book.
Right. And then like with Philadelphia, man, it's like the way that what's the guy name? The way that Tom Hanks like introduced us to this character and what he, you know, and introduced us to how AIDS and HIV can affect you, you know, and with Denzel having to, you know, come from playing this character going to this character, it's like it was like graduating.
Mary Badham.
That was a girl.
Scout Finch.
Greggy Peck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there she is. Their widowed father.
Yeah.
Atticus.
Right.
Was that the character?
That was his name, Atticus.
Okay.
Right. And they hired him to defend the black guy who the girl says he raped her.
Okay.
But
I think I read this in high school.
Right.
It's been so long.
That was the movie that really, really got me to understand what it takes to be an actor. And just even like with the black guy, he's sitting there, he didn't have many lines, but it's just how he sat there and carried himself through that film. Like
yeah.
what I mean?
I'm telling you, man, those earlier films to me, because it had more of that theatrical aspect. Close-ups weren't as close up. It was most of the majority of the time was black and white,
right?
Which has a feel in itself. But yeah, there's nothing like going back to one of those old Brando movies or
and I'm
something.
a big period piece guy. That's why I did my Marvin Gaye piece. I did a play about the Negro League baseball player. That's a period piece. Like I said, they just moved for like when Philadelphia, when Tom Hanks, man, you see Tom Hanks playing this AIDS guy, then you see him playing. What's the movie where he running through the whole movie?
Oh, Forrest Gump.
And you see all these movies, even like when he's stuck on this island.
Yeah.
He's
Castaway. His range is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And then you got Denzel, and his range is unbelievable. And it's just like, it's so many, it's so many people out there that, you look at and you admire. And these are like three people in the three films I really admire because their range is like it's astronomical.
Right.
You give them the script and they'll put you in a position where you think that person is them or whatever they're doing.
So you being a director, because you wear multiple hats, I wear multiple hats in this day and age, 2020. Where everybody's wearing multiple hats. Where does that play in as far as depending on the talent that you're working with? Obviously the direction changes, the style changes a little bit. Your thoughts on that?
Well, one thing about me as a director, I work with a lot of first timers.
Okay,
they might not admit this, but there's a lot of people in Greensboro that got their start through me. A lot. And they still doing their thing. They might not admit it, but it's a whole lot of people. This is what I tell them: two things. I can make you famous, or just do what I ask you to do and you'll be fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't audition. If I see you and you look like that person that I want.
You don't audition.
I don't audition. I just find people. They say, if anybody asks you to do audition, they say, sorry, you don't audition. I just find people.
You just go find people.
And I just look at them and I say, listen, have you ever acted before? They say, no, I always wanted to. I said, well, listen, if you work with me and follow my lead, I guarantee you when you get done this project, you'll have that acting bug and you'll be in a good position. So when people see my film, like the film we just shot, Butter, and the girl that's played the lead, I just see her, she looked good. I see her come, look, I see her.
It's always a plus,
Yeah, so and I see her come to the door. Remember the guy Kotlu that shot the film? Mm-hmm. I seen the girl come to the door. I said, wait a minute, I'm looking for this chick named. I need a new character for Butter. He said, there she is right there. I said, oh man, and once again she looked good. So I walked up to her and I said, have you acted before? She said, I said, well, listen, I'm working on this film called Butter. Would you like to play the lead? She looked at me and said, listen, come audition and just boom. So she came, we talked. I said, you got the part. I said, just work with me. And then everything was lovely. But like I said, I don't have like these major auditions where people got to send in there. I don't do that. I just like working with first time talent and just seeing the progress of where we go and how it ends out.
Well, in that case, I mean, first time talent, let's talk a little bit about your and I kind of refer to it as a change agency program because it's really what you're doing. I crossed something out here, but the 12 films that you've created with your youth, right? Your program. Talk a little bit about that. That's very cool.
Yeah, Paper to Film, we started in 2013.
Wow, so we did that for a little bit.
Yes,
yeah.
And the thing about it is when we started in 2013, we started out with 7 young ladies. That was our first group. And we shot the film with them. And then after that, it just got bigger. We had 25 kids. We had 15 kids. And we tried to limit it at 10. And we were shooting like 3 films per group. So we were shooting a group. So each group had to shoot a film. And we did all this in 8 weeks.
Wow.
Right. So we just gave them a crash course the first couple of years on what it takes to become a filmmaker.
Right.
But now our program is pretty much actually like a school. We got a curriculum.
Wow.
We bring in, like, we have a writing team. We have a writing team, and the writing team will write the scripts, and we'll bring in the actors and actresses and give them a lesson on acting and this and that. And
is it mostly like short films or features? Kind of varies.
Well, I'll tell you what. The director, the program director, Tiffany McKeever, which got mad love for, because she has really taught me a lot about the business side of doing things. Because, I'm a guerrilla style guy. But she have taught me the business side of doing things. And we shot our first feature this past summer called Fractured. And we had a production crew come in, Save the Arts Production, they came in. And then we had a guy we met, and they wrote a soundtrack for the film. Space Age Humans, I don't want to get it wrong, but Space Age Human, and name is Shaheem Smith. They wrote a soundtrack for the film called Fractured, and this is off the chain. And listen, I'm telling you, and the lead in Fractured, and like I said, I was doing so much else, I really wasn't hands on it this year, so I want to be honest. But the lead in Fractured, and her brother starts for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh, cool.
Beasley.
Cool.
Yeah, and we had a good showing of that. It was a good group of kids, man. Them kids came in, they was on set for 10, 12 hours. We fed them. We did everything by the book. We fed them. We took care of them. They was on set like 10, 12 hours, 8, 10, 12 hours. And they didn't want to leave, though.
It's once you get that hook, once you get hooked, man, you're done.
I'm telling them, I said, look, we got to go home. They were like, well, let's shoot. I said, no, but
yeah.
And every year we have a big film premiere for them. And like I said, we started out to 2013 and 2014 and 2015. We said we wasn't going to do the program no more. In 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, we still had it. Because and you could just see our growth as a team with me and my partner Tiffany, and just people that she brings in. Because she's more like, I'm more like I do the interviewing. I'm the treasurer. I do more like the business end. But as far as the production end and getting people involved, my partner Tiffany, she's like great at that. And she says, "Si, you do your job and let me do my job."
Yeah.
And with that attitude that she and I had, we work well together.
That sounds like a good synergy.
Yeah. And like I said, this year we're working on a homeschool program, an after-school program,
wow,
and a regular program. So we actually looking to find a building and open up have our own home.
Wow.
Right now we're just in the cultural center. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, keep me updated on that. That really sounds cool.
We'll have you come in and speak to the group one day.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. And I've know other folks in this area. Jaden is a great film producer as well. We had him on a month or two ago. His is coming out in the next week or two. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just so much talent.
It's
so much talent in North Carolina.
It's great. And I don't, that's like, I don't like when people say that we can't get together and do stuff together.
You have to. Well, this is why I started the show, right, man, was because it's like, this is ridiculous. Everybody, because not to cut you off, but I've ran into fellow musicians and artists where it's like, dude, I literally haven't even had a conversation with you. Like, we've been in passing over the years from venue to venue, but we've never actually sat down and talked. So anyway, I agree. But
this what I tell people on that when they say we can't get together and work together. Sometimes it's not even meant for that to happen. You just do you and they do them, because when things are meant to happen, they happen.
Right.
So I used to get discouraged and stuff like that. But my partner said, "Syed, whoever's here are supposed to be here." She said, she said, long as people ain't out spreading bad rumors about your name and what our program does, that's all. You just be happy that we here.
Yeah,
people are here.
7 years with that. That's commendable.
And we're growing. And what people don't understand about our program is, up until 2016, we didn't even have a sponsor.
Right.
We got a small sponsor now, and this is how good Allah is. Our sponsor was a company that I worked for, and we didn't leave on good, and I didn't leave the company on good terms. But they called me the following year and said, why haven't you reached out to us to sponsor your program? I said, well, I thought they said what you and I had doesn't got anything to do with the kids.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And they're still sponsoring us today.
Man, that's great.
That's right. So,
well, I was going to bring up, I'm going to ping pong for a second because it's come up a couple times, but I usually ask folks, I mean, some people on the show, they aren't really faith oriented, which what everybody's got their own thing, right? But I'll ask you because obviously you are faith oriented. Where does that play in for what you do?
Well, I'm faith oriented because I grew up in a Christian home with my mother. And no matter if I call myself a Christian, if I call myself a Muslim, if I call myself an agnostic, if I call myself an atheist, I believe that I was put on this earth to do work. And my work is to give back and treat people with respect and share my knowledge. You know,
great place to start.
And, you know,
with the mission statement. Yeah.
So and I consider myself a follower of Islam just because of the things that Islam offer me. You know what I mean? And it ain't got to do nothing with me being black or whatever. We just got to do what Islam offers me and something that I'm comfortable with. You know, just like as a person being a Christian or a Muslim, you know, a Buddhist, whatever they feel comfortable with that. It's
a personal choice.
It's a personal choice. Yeah. And my choice is just, you know, follow the teachings of Allah and Islam. But, you know, it doesn't make me better than anybody or make me look down on anybody because I got friends that's Christians. I got friends, one of my friends tell you he don't believe in nothing, but he's the best person in the world. He'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
So I can't, you know, look at him as being any less of a person because if he don't believe, that's between him and his own thoughts. You know what I mean?
Right. So. Right. No, it's really interesting.
And you know, I'm gonna get off of this, but I have to do that because I was on drugs for 11 years, from 85 to 85, 95 to 85, from 85 to 94, 95, I was on drugs, bad. And what got me clean, I've been to prison, I've been to 3 rehab. I did everything because the system set me up to do, allowed me to do to get clean. But what got me clean was the last time I got high, I walked down to the Delaware River in New Jersey, and I was getting ready to commit suicide because I couldn't take it no more. And something right then and there, a light hit this water, and people were thinking, and something said, "You're done." The next day, February the 21st, 1995, I came to North Carolina, and I got high one time since that day. And that's like, and something told me don't come home. Something said, you don't need to go home, you ain't ready. But I'm looking good, got my weight up, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Got a pocket full of money. And I came home that one time, like 2 months after that, and I got high, and then something said, you're really done. And I've been clean ever since. So that's why I have to believe in, you know, a higher power. And when Martin Luther King said he'd been to the mountaintop, I seen all that. I've been there.
Yeah, I've had so many encounters myself that once you have those experiences, you can't go back.
You can't go back.
Can't go back.
And I'm not. It's like I'm not. You know, my brother. I had a nephew and a brother passed a month apart from each other.
Man.
One passed in October, the other passed in November. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's tough.
And I told people, if you don't grow from that or learn from that, you're not going to.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so committed. That's why I stopped coaching basketball. I'm committed to like really putting myself in a position to educate, you know, and give back. And basketball and sports have changed so much where it's hard to do that right now. You know, so that's why us as artists, us as
it's a responsibility, artists, you know.
But the thing about it is, you know, me and you as artists, we have to practice every day. Mm-hmm. When you're athletic, you're athletic to a point where if you don't start changing and crafting your game, you won't last long. But we know that from gate one being an artist that we always got to be. You see what I'm saying?
Never ends.
It never ends.
Never ends.
It never ends. So that's why I, you know, believe the way I believe, brother.
That's awesome, man. So Pitchvine.
Pitchvine.
How long has that been an entity? Because it was back 10 years ago when we...
I think I started Pitchvine in 96, 90. Well, actually, a group of us started Pitchvine. Like me, my wife, and a friend of mine and his wife and another person started Pitchvine. But we all kind of like faded out. But I just kept it because I liked it. And I think since 97, 98. Since 97, 98, we've been I've been doing Pitchvine, and like I said, you know, I've been in like about 15, 16. I've been in like a film festival every year.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the film festivals. Tell me a little bit more about that, as far as, just like, I mean, every year it's just great, you know, that you.
Yeah, it's like
that you're still with it.
I'm not. Well, It's like I'm not a big film festival person now because I've been in so many of them, and I'm not knocking film festivals because I still enter them. Actually, I just took my script. I entered the Cannes Theater. Cannes has a script writing festival contest, and my script, Black and Blue. No, my script Grand Slam took third place.
Oh, cool, man!
This last year, 2019, we took third place in that, and that was big for us.
Yeah,
you know? And like I said, I've been that. I done like every festival you can think of, you know, coming out, but they get expensive.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so now I just pick and choose which ones I'm going to enter. Now I'm going to enter Butter in which they just canceled that. The
coronavirus.
They go these festivals. So I'm gonna enter Cannes in probably the Tribeca. I mean Butter in Tribeca and the Cannes, because their submissions come up in like another 3-4 months, and like that's just going to be the only two. I missed the ABFF, so I'm not gonna. That's the American Black Film Festival Miami, which is like big. Yeah, it's big, but I missed that though. But you know, it's just like I'm not into like really entering a bunch of film festivals, because I learned in dealing with film festivals, you got to read the credits. I'm not going to have a better film than New York Film School. Not saying that.
Well, I think, and that was kind of where I was leading up to this. I was going to ask, like, what would your advice be to aspiring indie guys as far as, you know, trying to compete with?
Well, I'm not saying I can't compete with them, because I can. It's just that New York Film School, Larry Wright.
That's the whole point. Is like,
who has the bigger name?
And that's what a lot of this boils down to, I believe, unfortunately.
But I will never listen, I can't tell people not to enter, because I've been in over 15 film festivals.
Right. But you're speaking from personal experience.
Personal experiences. And, you know, then when I attend film festivals, and I'm a realist. I know when my stuff isn't better than somebody else's stuff. I know. I was like, now, and they you know, they boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But I also know when my stuff is better than stuff that get selected over I do.
Right.
You know, but then that's when I started reading the credits. You know what I mean? I done seen some stuff where John Singleton, rest his soul, and Spike Lee, and, you know, came on as a sponsor or a producer or whatever they did. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and the film wasn't that good. But they gonna get picked because of whose name was on there. Yeah,
it's kind of like the Grammy syndrome or something.
But on the flip side, of that, there are a bunch of great films out there. So I would tell any aspiring whatever word, I got to get it right. Aspiring filmmaker or even musician, do what you love to do and just put 100% and enter as many festivals and contests as you want. I'm not going to discourage you, but just enter and just see where they go. But just do what you feel is best for you. You know, I done been in enough of them. I'm trying to sell my scripts. I'm trying to just make films and sell them.
Well, I was going to ask you, what's your writing process? Like when you're writing scripts, are you like, how does that work for you?
You know, it's like I gotta be in the mood. It's like I'm
the same way.
Right, you just like with music. It's like with anything. Once it hit you, it hit you.
And that's it, man.
And that's it. And once it don't hit you, you'll be sitting down here trying to figure out a tune, and you probably picking all night and still ain't came up with
It's
nothing.
not there, yeah.
Right, and then I might sit behind a computer and start typing, and the next morning I might have a feature film, the outline typed up.
Right.
You know, so
you never know.
You know, right, and so the process is, you know,
It's a vibe. It's a mood.
from somebody making Hollywood movies to what we do as independents, it's all the same thing. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
And I tell people this all the time. I'm better than everybody out there. They just got more money than me. You know what I mean? I don't think that a person is a better writer than me. It's like you probably don't think that there are people that are better musicians than you, except that they got the break and they making more money than me. That's it.
Well, you know, there's, I think, time, even beyond that, I think timing has a lot to do with this industry, because you can have the money, you can have the product, and you can have the infrastructure, but if it's not the right timing, you're done. You know, and that's that. I've seen that. I'm seeing that trend over and over again.
Right.
So you have to kind of be seeing in the future a little bit, but at the same time, you still have to be present in the now.
Right. And
it's a tough balancing act.
I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. Code Black Entertainment. I was at the ABFF in Miami. Code Black Entertainment. And one thing about me, I hold a person to their word. I will catch you right there. So I caught he was on stage, did this long speech about helping people. He said, this is what you got to do. And so I caught him in the lobby. I said, yo, let me holler at you, brother. He said, look, I'm in a rush. I said, wait a minute. All I'm going to ask you one question. Did you not say that you're willing to speak to body, He said, yeah. I said, I'm just asking you to give me 5 minutes of your time. He said, you're right. Me and him talked for an hour.
Ah.
He said, dude. So I told him about butter. And this was 5-6 years ago. He said, look, this is what I want you to do. He said, now listen to what I'm about to tell you. He said, because we don't listen, meaning that black people don't listen. That's what he said. We don't listen. All right? This is what he said now. I know where he was going. He said,
God.
He said, this is my girl over at Lionsgate. Here go her phone number. Call her and tell her that I told you to holler at her, and what do you need to do to get her your material? He said, this is a one-shot deal. He said, so don't mess it up. So I called her. She said, Brother Syid, this is what I need. Got sent over NDA. My partner, which is an attorney in New York, he read over everything, sent it back. We signed it, everything.
Okay.
Now, this is where I messed up at.
Oh, boy.
It was going to cost me $800 to get my script professionally done by some chick that I know in Greensboro. That's what she does. And I said, nah, I ain't going to pay it. So I tried to do, because they asked me for a film deck. Mm-hmm. A film deck was like an outline, Bible, everything. So I went on YouTube.
And the format and everything,
right,
yeah.
Right. So I go on YouTube and I call my girl. She types everything up for me. Sends it over to her. She called me back and said, listen, let me tell you something. She said, it was the worst piece of material I ever received in my life. I'm like, what? She said, now, did I or didn't such and such a person tell you what to do? I said, yes. She said, well, why didn't you do it? She said, call me when you get your stuff together. And she hung up on me. That's how the business is. But that was my one. I'm not saying that's my only shot, because it's going to come again. But that was my shot where I should have I had the money. I should have just went ahead and get a lady $800, did everything she was supposed to do, and I might have sold my script butter. But he told me, he said, dude, it's a one-shot deal. He said, but we don't listen. That's what he said. He said, we don't listen. And this is Code Black Entertainment, and they are the black distribution. I don't know if they still exist, but they were the black distribution for African American films for Lionsgate. Mm. And he gave me all the whole everything. He told me everything I needed to do. And I learned from there, and I learned from then on that when people give you constructive criticism or people trying to educate you or something, you listen, you record it, or you write it down, and you use it.
Yeah, I've had to learn that the hard way myself in a couple of areas, you know. I know that sting, man.
And I was sick, man. And my wife, man, you think she lit? And my wife don't even really, you know, I love my wife. My wife, she's not a fan of what I do.
Really?
No, she just support me because she know that's what I want to do. She's not one of them. You know, my wife only, like, when I do film premieres, my wife, now, when I do film premieres, I have big turnouts. My wife will only come to certain things. You know, like she came to the Butter because it was big, but she won't travel with me. She won't do all that because she don't like that lifestyle.
Yeah, well, that's understandable.
Yeah, but she lit into me like bad, and you know, and it's not,
God,
right? Because
just to compound on, you know, it's like put some salt on the wound,
right? And you know, and the thing about what she said was, Syed, it's not like you didn't have the money.
Yeah, and
you got these people in the industry that you literally talk them into looking at your stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. It'll come back around. You know.
Yeah, it's coming.
Everything happens for a reason at the end of the day, I believe.
Yeah.
But so I've got as we kind of wrap up here, start closing out. I've got a little thing that I like to do. I just kind of say like one word, and I call it the shootout or popcorn question and answer. I'll throw a word out, and it's industry related. You tell me a word that just kind of like comes off your head, if that makes any sense. So I'll say a word, and it'll make you think of a word, and you say a word. Camera.
Action.
Oh, that's great. Man, I totally lost that round. That was great. Lights.
Camera.
Oh, that works too. Editing.
Editing. Hate it.
Sound.
Not good. You said one word?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, that
Chris.
works.
Chris.
First take.
First take. Hate it. Yo, the first take.
You have first takes that you like sometimes.
You talking about for the show?
For anything, you know.
It's like I say I hate it because this is my problem as a filmmaker. I don't like shooting a lot of scenes, but when I do that first one, I already think in the back of my head it's not going to work, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because once again, like I told you, I work with new talent.
Right.
So in the back of my mind, you know, I'm really in the back of my mind, I'm saying, is she really going to give me, or are they going to really give me what I want? Because this is our first time working together. And, you know, and I'm going to say, I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to say satisfied.
All right.
Happy. It's all three of them.
All right. So, crew.
Great. You said crew, right?
Crew, yeah.
Great.
Set design.
Great.
Casting.
Syed. I don't cast.
Syed at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Syed at Starbucks. Syed at Target.
Yeah.
Anywhere, man.
Oh, this is my line. I walk up to you and I say, listen, have you ever acted before? They say no. I can make you famous.
That's got to be sketchy at times, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know that there's got to be somebody there. It's one of those young ladies like, man, what the hell is this guy coming up?
Listen, I done walked up to women and they were like, listen, we don't do porn. I said, where did that come from? She said, somebody gonna walk up to me and said, I can make you famous. I was like, you want me to do porn or something? I said, man, I don't shoot porn.
When we were shooting this in Harrisburg, we had everything set up in the hotel room, and like I knew as soon as people walk in, it just looks so sketchy because I've got like 3 cameras. There's nobody there.
And you got a bed.
It's just,
did you have a bed in there?
Oh, yeah, 2 beds.
Right. So
it's horrible.
Now, what would you think if you came through the door and seen that? You know, I was at a gig one time, man, and my friend Skibo was there, and I was talking to these girls. And I said, like, you know, I do film, and they start going in on me. And I said, my man was like, whoa. This is Brother Syed. He's a filmmaker. He don't do porn. And then I asked him, how did the porn thing even come out? Because you walk up to her like you can make us famous.
It's a bad way to start.
Right? So, but like I said, man, and I want to just get on before we end. I'm going to just talk about butter right quick.
Sure.
And let me tell you something about butter.
I got a couple more of these.
Okay, go ahead. Run through them. Let's
real
run
quick.
through them.
Catering.
Oh man, I'm going to put myself on my fact. Zero budget.
Directing.
Oh, great.
All right, last one. Finished product.
Great.
All right, butter.
Okay, and all that stuff you asked me, it kind of came from butter because all that applied except I did feed them.
Yeah.
They kind of forced my hand a little bit, but I did feed them. But overall, though, I said everything that since I've been in this industry that I've learned, I appreciate it, and the people that I work with, whether I got along with them or not, I appreciate them because they made me a better and stronger person. But this group that I work with over the last year, I'm gonna tell you something. They have actually taught me to be more. How can I say this? Take in more, listen more, and just go with it, and accept, help and accept the criticism and all that kind of stuff because I've been a one-man band for a while, but bringing on the crew that we had, like we brought in Chris, we brought in Kareem, we brought in people to help with everything, man. They just came in and they said, "Side,
it gets to that point where you have to have a team,
right?" And
they
just said, "Look, just allow us to do what you brought us in to do, and everything gonna be fine." And I kind of like stepped back and let them do what I brought them in to do, and it made my job a lot easier. And the only reason why I took a year to shoot the film because I was working day work, then I got a job working shift work, and I just changed up everything. But the crew, the film, and everybody, I just want to tell them that I love them, man.
I've got one more like major question, but do you have anything else that you want to plug?
Well, I just want to plug before you ask me. I want to plug my wife. Tell my wife I love her. My family, I got to plug my family because my family in Jersey, my mother, my brothers and sisters, nephews, everybody, they support me 100%. And I'm like my business partner, Tiffany McKeever, Chris Allen, Tiffany that played the lead, Gerald Carter, LaTanya Sims, Carlos Massey, Carlton Ballard, LaTanya Sims, and LaTanya Lawson. And I mentioned all them because they was with me since I started this thing 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And if I missed anybody, please, accept my apology, but I love you and thank y'all for being there with me.
I always ask everybody this question towards the end, and I'm really curious to see what your answer is going to be. If you could go back in time to your 15-year-old self, knowing what you know now, with the experiences that you've had, what would you tell them as advice?
Say that again?
If you could go back in time to your 15-year-old self, knowing what you know now with your life experience, what would you tell them?
What would I tell them? You know what? I wouldn't want to change anything about my life, so I would just tell them my life is what it was. And I don't know because there's nothing that I want to change about my life because the journey that I went through from 15 up to now, I guess that path was set for me to go through, and I would just tell people, it's going to be good. It's going to be bad. You just got to learn how to grow and build from it. So if that's the advice you
That's great. That's great.
I'm not changing nothing that I ever went through. I would like to, you know what I mean? And because my first wife, we was tight, you know what I mean? And I blew that. But my wife that I'm living with now, I mean, God just gave me someone else, put someone else in my life that is the same way,
That's great.
So.
Well, it's good to see you. It's good to have you back,
I really appreciate coming on and seeing you and my extended family.
Yeah,
like
man.
I said, we've been even though we don't see each other much as we used to, we still follow each other on Facebook. Every now and then I hit your mom up and ask about the family. But I appreciate you having me out.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing about the show is like it's just great seeing everybody again after years, and it's nothing personal from either ends. It's just life, and it's just especially in this business. I've been gone for 6 years, half the year, each time. So Yeah.
But just seeing your growth is like you and Alan just seeing your growth. I know. See, this is what people don't understand. I've known y'all since y'all was kids.
Yeah.
And now where y'all at is like y'all followed your passion and you living that dream to be a musician and be an entertainer. Y'all didn't
The
give
dream
up.
of aggravation.
Yeah. But it's a good dream of aggravation because and the thing about it is that this is the thing people gotta understand about what we do as far as entertainers. We set our own course on where we want to be in this business. Whether we ever make $1 million or not, we're still setting our course of where we want to be. We want to play music.
Right.
We just want to do what we do until the end of time.
You're wired like that. You can't, and that's the thing. It's like there's just some things are not going to change. They're just not going to change. You know.
And I keep telling everybody every month I'm retired, but I still can't sell my camera. I didn't have offers for it. I just can't.
It's on recording now too.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, man. So we'll get the links set up in the description box. Send me anything that we need.
We'll do that.
And thanks again for tuning in, watching, listening, wherever you are experiencing this. And we're out.
Peace. And I close with this. I gotta say this. It's because it's on my show. Get the black mind right. Peace.
Love you, man. Awesome.
Thank you, bro. Man, I love you, brother. Thank you.
Dude.